connecting our channels. Streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, sending data to YouTube. We just started on Instagram, and we are almost ready to go. Instagram, we are live. Facebook, we are live. LinkedIn, we are live. YouTube, we are still waiting to be live. We are connecting with YouTube.
Love my IT.
Hi, and we are
Woo.
live and streaming on all our platforms, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Hi, everyone. I see a few folks already joining us here. Welcome, everyone. My name is Angelica. I am your Suma Maestra. I will be guiding us through today's Jefa Power Hour. Typically, what I like to do is give people around 3 minutes or so to log in and join us. So if you're already here, I do have a little question for you that I want you to answer. La pregunta for today, so today's question is, if you could wave a magic wand, what resources would you want a business hada madrina like Ashley K to provide you with? And I am going to tone down the music because I don't know if you can hear me. So there we go. So once again, if you're already here, welcome. Lovely to have you. While we wait for folks, please go ahead and answer the question you see on your screen. Please let us know your name, what city you're joining us from. And the question is, if you could wave a magic wand, what resources would you want your business hada madrina, like Ashley K, to provide you with?
Ooh, the hada madrina. Wow. I remember I didn't grow up with an hada madrina, but I grew up with a madrina and a padrino. But I think I
What do
used
you
to ask
mean
them
you
for
didn't grow
favors.
up with another madrina?
If you count the Fairly Odd Parents, then perhaps, perhaps then.
Oh, yeah. What would you want? What resource do you think you would want your hada madrina to give you?
Oh, let's see. Regarding business funding, you already know funding. I would ask for funding for my business. And what else would I ask for? What would you ask for?
Same. I think, yeah, when it comes to funding, money, capital, it's never, ¿cuál es el saying? It's always nice to have some, right? And like the more the merrier. No es que sea ambiciosa, but funding definitely helps. It helps you grow your ideas, your business. I also think it adds a sense of security, and I think that's really important. So I think for me, when I think of like the emoji here, like I would just think of like the flying cash wad, like the little wings. I'm like,
That's the hada madrina. That's the emoji hada madrina. That's so funny.
that is what I would want. Yeah.
Hmm.
So everyone else, if you're here and you want to join in
Let
the
us know.
conversation, yeah, let us know.
Hi, everyone.
Source.
Oh my gosh. Yes, definitely let us know. What would you ask your hada madrina for like business wise?
And I think I'm going to give people maybe like one more minute and then we will go ahead and get started.
Yes.
I will play the music now.
Yes. Cue the music. Awesome.
Oh.
It fastened up. Did anybody else hear that? Is that a sign? Is that the universe trying to tell me something? Ooh, okay. Chico Dero Zero said consistent mentorship is what I would want. That
Mm,
is a good one. Consistent mentorship. Yeah, growing up, I didn't realize how good and
mhm,
how important mentors were. I feel like mentors during like business development, professional development, post college, anything has been the cheat code to life and to trying to accelerate like in my business or entrepreneurship journey.
Yeah, no, I want to go ahead and echo that. I mean, same here, right? Specifically, when I think back to like my college years, I definitely wouldn't have made it to half of the places I made it to without my mentors. So I think it's always important to have at any stage, right? And I think sometimes the misconception with mentorship is that it's only like available for like folks who are younger, right? Or like folks who are
Mm.
like in their like 20s or like their teens. But I think mentorship can continue throughout your entire life. I think the most important part with mentorship is finding someone that you can trust, right? And finding someone that you feel can really guide you through any obstacles that you're experiencing.
That is so true. Yeah, typically whenever we think of mentorship, we think of getting something assigned through a community, through a like a business development sort of club or something post college, but we sometimes forget to realize that the people we bump into in everyday, situations or moments or even like networking events, they could also become mentors for
Mhm.
us, and especially as Latinas whenever we are trying to gain access to places, resources, just knowledge, sometimes word of mouth is the best one. And so having, identifying who could be a mentor or even considering some of your friends as mentors, being like, hey, she's a good friend, but I think she's got good tips in the industry I want to be in.
Mhm.
Amazing, amazing. Thank
Yeah.
you to all of my mentors who have joined me so far in my journey. And Bea, too. Bea has been a great mentor to all of us. Just having her as an inspiration, guiding us along all of our journeys is absolutely resourceful and amazing.
I'm like, speaking of Ada Madrinas, there you go.
Our
Mentors,
Ada
right?
Madrina, yeah.
Yeah, our mentors and the people who guide us definitely, I think, can be those Ada Madrinas for us. So here we go. Thanks, y'all, for participating in our check-in question. We're going to go ahead and officially get started. So welcome, everyone, to Jefa Power Hour number 3. Today is a loaded one. So I have my little water cup here to make sure that I go through everything. Also, también tengo a Daisy. Daisy, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone. I am one of the Suma social media contributors, but also I play a big part in all things Jefa Power Hour, Jefa Business Bootcamp. And so I am here today actually to be a student to Angelica's beautiful work. And just like all of you, I'm excited to learn and to participate in this amazing Power Hour. And fun fact about me, I do content creation on the side. That's kind of like my passion, my creativity. So just like a lot of you, I am also a learning entrepreneur.
Mhm. In other words, you're also a Jefa.
Oh my gosh, have I earned that crown yet? Thank you, thank you. Okay, thank you
Absolutely.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I
Yeah.
am also a jefa.
And Daisy has also been helping me a lot with the IT. So she wears the IT crown too.
I do. I am multifaceted, and technology is something that I am pretty good
Mhm.
at. So I'll be
Which,
here helping all the Suma team to get connected online.
mhm.
And yeah, but today, more importantly, I will be your student, and so I will let you have the floor, and my camera will come in and out throughout the live.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Daisy.
Thank
So
you.
here we go. All right. Once again, welcome everyone. Super duper happy to have you here with me and with us. We do have a lot of great content to cover today. So here is our agenda. We already gave you all a nice warm welcoming. Again, super duper happy to have all you Jefas here with us. Of course, without you, this community would not be possible. So gracias for joining and being here with us. Today, we will be reviewing video lessons number numbers 5 and 8. And these are the topics that we will be covering in more depth. We are going to look more into competitor analysis, creating your business identity, creating your USP, looking more into the art of pitching, and finally, how to grow your business community. Once we review all of these topics in more depth, then whatever time remains, we will have a study hall session slash like a platica. Think of that time as your opportunity to have your worksheets out, and you can ask myself or Daisy any questions in terms of where you're getting stuck, how to complete it, things of that sort. While you're working on your worksheets, Daisy and I will also be engaging in a platica related to all of the topics covered today. So, as you're working on your worksheets, you can either have us in the background just talking about today's topics, or if you prefer, you can also mute us and just play some of your music. But once again, these Jefa Power Hours are really here for you. We want to make sure that not only we're building a community, but we're also supporting you throughout your learning. And like I said, this week is loaded with a lot of good information. So I am going to take a quick little sip of water and we are going to get started. All right. So here we go. First, I want to start with giving you a bootcamp overview. For those of you that still might not know, the bootcamp was inspired by Ashley Kay, who is the author of Jefa in Training. Our bootcamp does contain 12 on-demand video lessons, which are available now on YouTube. They also have worksheets and quizzes. So remember, once you complete every single video lesson, it is recommended that you complete the quiz as well. To get the SUMA bootcamp certification, you do have to complete 12 of 12 quizzes. Okay, so super duper important. If you want the certification mailed to you, once again, you must complete those quizzes, and both the quizzes and the worksheets are available at the end of every single video under the YouTube description. I will go ahead and pause here if you have any questions at all about the worksheets, quizzes, certifications. Please feel free to ask me now. So jump into the chat, and if you have any questions, let me know.
Actually, Maestra, I have a question.
Yes.
How can people get the worksheets for the Jefa Power Hours and just the bootcamp overall?
Yeah. So once again, if you go over to our YouTube channel, which is We Are Suma, and you look for the Jefa Business Bootcamp 2024, once you are done watching each video lesson, abajo, where you see the description of the video, it has a description of that video lesson along with links. So the first link will give you a downloadable version of the worksheets. And then after that, you have a link that will take you to a type form where you complete the quiz.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. And se escucharon, print your worksheets. They're so helpful. And can you tell us why it's great to have this certification?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. So the certification is super duper cool. It is in collaboration with Arizona State University. So we do have a backing of a college with the certification, and you can definitely add it to your LinkedIn, maybe even consider it to your resume, right? So this is something that you can start highlighting even in professional settings like LinkedIn. And that's why we really like this course, right? Because not only are you learning really good information, but it's also providing you really important tools that you can use and apply in the real world.
Oh, wow. That is actually really, really impressive. Thanks for sharing that. I'm definitely going to be making the all the way to the certification so I can put it on LinkedIn and showcase everyone that I'm a Jefa in training.
Yes, and thank you for hopping in, Daisy. We'll be seeing you throughout the slides. So here we go.
Yes. Bye.
All right, y'all. So let's get started. This is all about competitive analysis. So we are going to start with video lesson number 5. A competitive analysis acts as a comparison of your competitors' services, products, and strategies. Definitely recommended to complete your competitive analysis at the beginning of your business journey. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you are a Jefa who is just starting your business, we really recommend that you identify at least 2 to 3 different competitors so that you can create your competitive analysis. In fact, the worksheets for this week give space for that, right? So in the worksheets, if you've already downloaded them, you will see that we're asking you to identify 2 to 3 different competitors. Okay, so some questions you want to consider as you are working on your competitor analysis include who are your competitors' target customers? What services or products do competitors provide? What are their price points? How does their website look like? And how are they marketing themselves? These are, again, just some of the questions you might want to get started with, especially if you're getting stuck on your worksheet. Keep in mind that your competitor analysis will verify that there is a need for what you are creating now and what you will create in the future. Okay. So if you ask yourself, why is a competitor analysis important? This is the answer right here, right? By completing a strong competitor analysis, you are really paying attention to what are the current needs of your customers in the market, and that can give you a competitive advantage over others. So really, really important that you do not miss the step. Okay. And super duper important that you are completing competitor analysis on at least 2 to 3 different businesses. So once again, you should continue conducting a competitor analysis. Think of it as a business chisme, even post your business launch. So even though it is recommended to start a competitor analysis in the beginning of your business journey, it's also recommended that you continue this process throughout the entire life cycle of your business. Keep in mind that a competitor analysis, number one, informs you on how to set price points. Number two, it helps you find ways to keep customers happy, which means, the more you keep your customers happy, the more they'll keep coming back and the more revenue you will make, right? So it's a nice, beautiful relationship there. And also, a competitor analysis will let you know what new products to launch. Okay. Final takeaways to keep in mind is that a competitor analysis is super duper important because it informs your business model, your communications, your sales, your strategies, and much more. So here we have a reflection question calling Daisy, my SUMA student. There she is.
I'm here.
The question for all of you on the other end is this. Based on your current business or business idea, which competitor can you identify? So only focus on one for now. Also, as you type your answer in the chat, make sure that you let us know what type of business you have and your competitor. So, for example, if your business is a beauty business, let us know that, right? Beauty business. And maybe the competitor can be Sephora. So I will play some music and I will give us 1 minute to think about this question and answer the question in the chat. Once again, now that we know a little more about competitor analysis based on your current business or business idea, which competitor can you identify? 1 minute, y'all.
Oh, let's see. My current now is content creation, right? I guess I could say content creation. And so my competitors are other influencers in my area, could be like other Latina creators in my area. Although I don't want to see them as competition because it would hurt my soul to be like, I'm competing with people. But it is good to like see them as, on a business standpoint, like, competitors. So I guess that would be it. Those were my competitors, and I could say that I'm looking and watching out for what they're doing, what events that like what events they're joining, what platforms that they're consistently posting on, the messages that they have, things like that.
Yes. No, thank you, Daisy. I'm sorry. I was over here también yo in the chat trying to type mine up. Thank you for that. Actually, one thing that stood out to me from your response was like this notion of like you don't want to see people as competitors, right?
Yes, that is so real. That is such a real feeling. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to, be
Mhm.
feeling like I have to fight or something. Like, I don't want it to be
Yeah.
like a negative space,
Mhm.
but then I have to think realistically. How do you navigate something like that?
Yeah, honestly, I think this is a question that many of us struggle with internally, right? It's like when you think of a business, there is that capitalistic aspect of it, right? There is that aspect of you need to make money, you need to sell products, you have to see people as competitors. But then there's also that like human element, right? Of like, how do you navigate your emotions and your feelings and your community in this process? And to be honest with you, Daisy, I don't have an answer for that. But I think it's really important that we even just sit with these questions, right? And that we take a moment to reflect. Because I think if we're struggling with this, that means that maybe other Jefas are also struggling with the same things too, right? And having more conversations around that. How do we become successful business entrepreneurs, business Jefas, while still supporting one another? Um, yeah, that is a very good question.
I would say, yeah, you know what? And maybe we have to reframe it because I think there is such a thing as healthy competition, right? We don't have to necessarily look at these competitors as enemies or like we're against them. We are just trying to see how are they unique in their own way and where can we fill gaps that they're probably not filling, right?
Mm, and I love that because one of the topics covered today is just that.
No way. Oh my gosh. You are full of surprises for me today. Thank you.
Yeah, so but I really do love that, right? And this idea of reframing. And again, yeah, like how can we continue to be successful jefas without shame and without guilt, right? And really moving ourselves forward unapologetically and standing in our worth. I think these are really important conversations. And thank you, Daisy, for being my student today and helping me and all of us reflect on these important questions.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Daisy, I'm going to go ahead and continue, but I will call you back soon.
Okay, I'll stop being a chismosa. I'll come back.
All right, so here we go, everyone. Video lesson number 6. This was all around creating your business identity. So, a business identity is what represents what your brand will be known for. There are 4 key components to creating a business identity, and that includes your business colors, your tone, business partners, and ideas that you want to stand behind. A strong business identity makes you distinct and sets you apart from competitors. So, even going back to that conversation we just had with Daisy, right? Maybe you can think of your business in these lenses, right? Or through this lens. How can you make yourself stand out from other competitors in a healthy way, right? Again, that healthy competition. So, 5 key components to creating a strong business identity include having a clear and defined brand voice, making sure that you have a streamlined tone, have strong visual aesthetics, have typography that is consistent throughout your marketing, your social channels, your newsletters, and of course, that logo, which is the graphic design or image that is really going to represent your brand. Remember, your buyer personas, which we covered in video lesson number 4, will influence your brand identity, and your brand identity will attract your community. So, now what we're starting to see here, almost halfway through the boot camp, is that all of these elements work separately, but at the same time, they come together to really form your business, right? So, as you're thinking about all of these topics that we're covering through their own lens, think about how they come together to really form a unified vision for your business. 5 key components Okay, sorry, aquí ya me hice bolitas un poco. So now that we learn more about how to create a strong business identity, right, based on these 5 key components: brand voice, tone, visual aesthetics, typography, and even logo, we are going to put this into practice with a real life brand called Nopalera. So, Daisy, here is where I call my students back up.
Okay, hi. Nopalera. I've heard of them before. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so Nopalera, I'm actually a big fan. I'm a customer. I am their community, right?
You're the target audience for them.
I'm the target audience and I'm not ashamed, right? I will fight for Nopalera. And in fact, I always do, with my family. I've gifted them this for Christmas. I'm always just so excited to see them grow and succeed as a brand. But for those of you that might not know Nopalera, this is a beauty business that was created, I believe, in 2020. So it grew out of the pandemic. And their founder, Sandra Velasquez, started creating soaps out of cactus, right? Out of el nopal, which is very traditional of her Mexican heritage and background. And from the pandemic to now in 2024, Sandra has been able to raise, I believe, millions of dollars in capital. Her business has become hugely successful. And in my opinion, right, I feel like it's starting to grow, and it's starting to become more recognizable as well. So I figured we can do a little life, I don't want to call it experiment, right? But we can use a real life example to see how brand voice, tone, visual aesthetics, typography, and logo play out with Nopalera. So are you ready, Daisy, to help me?
I am. Actually, I'm really excited about this. Ooh.
All right, so here we go. First slide. Uh, these are screenshots of Nopalera's website. And what do you notice here, Daisy, as we think about brand voice, colors, typography?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I am noticing, first off, this is giving me very chic. It's very chic. It's clean. It's like that minimalistic aesthetic. I can even see even the colors. The colors are very like desert like.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That was like the first thought that came to me, right? I love the sand color, the
Yeah.
terracotta. I also like
Mm.
the pops of black, right? When we think of like color palette, I'm really seeing that stand out to me. How like black is used in a minimal way where it's not like the main color or invasive, but it's still very much a part of the brand. I'm also noticing like their words, right? So like even like the name of the business, Nopalera, the name of the products, Dulce de Cuerpo,
Dulce de
mini
cuerpo.
packs, right? So starting to pay attention even to brand voice and tone. Moving forward, right? This is another screenshot in their website. They have a
Mhm.
little bit more about, who we are. And I do want to go ahead and read it for us here.
Thank
So
you.
So it says Nopalera, who we are. Nopalera is a modern Mexican lifestyle brand made for the modern beauty explorer. Through bold fragrances that transport customers to the epicenter of Mexico City, to unique formats that deliver hydration, Nopalera offers an exploration of shared culture and courage for today's global generation of beauty consumers.
Oh my goodness. I absolutely love the way that they're targeting me. Like, I feel like they're speaking to me when I hear this.
Mhm. Yeah, also one thing I like about the tone and again the brand voice, two things. One, I feel like I'm Mexicana, right? I'm first
Mhm.
generation Mexican American. Both of my parents, mis papás son de Mexico. I was born and raised in LA. Pero when I read this, I definitely feel it's made for me, right? As a Mexicana, as a first gen Mexican American, I see myself represented here. And it's very explicit, right? In the language. Again, modern Mexican lifestyle. You can't deny that.
Sí, and also, o sea, siento que esto, the entire marketing behind this just image right here, it still speaks to my modern taste. It's not so much like the taste of my mom, who's also like an immigrant, but more to me, which I'm guessing that is their age group. Maybe they are trying to target, millennials, Gen Z, like, this kind of age group. And it's so apparent in their communication style.
Yeah. And one last thing I want to say in regards to that, right, is particularly looking at language again. So I was a literature major. I always pay attention and dissect language. I really like how in Who We Are, they also mention, again, even though Mexicanidad is really bold and present, it also really emphasizes this idea of the modern beauty explorer and the global generation, right? So while it may speak to me as a Mexican American, I think it also speaks to other people who might not be, part of that cultural group, but can still
Mhm.
relate in these ways. And I love that.
Oh, wow. So we're even extending like the word generation to not just be first generation, but other generations. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's deep. I like that.
Yeah. So let's keep on going. I have a few more slides. This is another screenshot of their website. What do you notice here, Daisy?
I'm noticing it's very cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
Wild prickly pear cactus. I don't know. I guess that's all I could say. It's cinematic. The colors are still matching very well. Um, it's giving me like like professional vibes.
Mm-hmm. And I think for me, like this is like emblematic of nopalera, right? It's like you have the nopal.
El nopal en la frente. Oh, I could wear the beauty on my skin. Oh, wow.
But I love that, right? Again, if we think about brand voice and tone and even like mission, vision, values, like I think everything comes so well together, right? Even through their website. And then here is a screenshot of Nopalera's Instagram, right? This is like more so the top section. We have, of course, their logo, which is a mujer, the nopalera, right, with the three nopales. Again, modern Mexican beauty. And then we have Daisy, you're a content creator. I feel like you know more. ¿Cómo se llaman estos?
The
Little.
highlights. Those are the story highlights. Yeah, I like how they keep them there and they have a color scheme that is, consistent.
Yes, and again, very earthy, right? Even going back to the first slide that we saw, the
Terracotta.
colors are very earthy. When I think of a nopal, and actually I had this conversation with a friend just yesterday, we here in California, for those of you that are joining and you're also from Cali, SoCal, there's this desert area, and you can find like Joshua trees, and there's like a lot of like Joshua trees and nopalitos and things like that. And whenever I go out to the desert and that particular area, I also think of the blue because of the sky, right? So it's like you have so much vastness in the desert. You have the sandy browns, you have the greens, but the blue también resalta mucho, right? Like I just always remember the beautiful bright blue sky with the white clouds. And I wonder if that's what they were trying to go with here, right? Just really maintaining that essence of like, where does a nopal grow and how can we bring that forward in the brand?
Wow. It's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely beautiful. I definitely see the intentionality behind their campaigns and this.
Mm-hmm. And here's, again, another snippet. So these are, I believe they just released shampoo and conditioner in the form of bars, which are these here. They also have, their nopalito jabón, which is in the form of a little cactus, a little bar. So again, right, really staying connected. If we go back to all of these pieces, when it comes to brand voice, Daisy, like what do you think Nopalera's brand voice would look like, or even the tone?
Their brand voice would look like, mm, I guess it would look like a beauty expert que creció en Ciudad de Mexico who has like this robust amount of like education, but can also be very empathetic and understanding with the community. I don't know. That's what I think of brand voice wise.
Yeah, I also think of a lot of sophistication. I feel like that's the
Mm,
word that comes to me. Sophisticated, but like in the best ways possible, and
yeah.
sophisticated in a way that can be accessed throughout different age groups and even like different, identities. And yeah, sophistication. Going back to this modern piece, I really feel it throughout their website, their Instagram. right? So everything coming together, including their logo, their typography, and visuals. So this is just one example, right, of how whenever our jefas are building their business and thinking of their business identity, these are all elements that you want to incorporate within your own brands. And again, within your logos, your messaging, the typography, what message do you want to be known for? Thank you, Daisy. Do you have any final comments or takeaways?
No, I think this is an amazing example. I'm actually I'm really excited about learning about this. So thank you.
Yeah. And I will go ahead and call you back because we are not done with today's lesson.
I'll be back.
All right. So yeah, I hope this experience was helpful for all of you joining today. What I wanted to do here was really bring this to life, right? One thing is theory and reading about it, learning about it in books, but another thing is seeing it in practice. And I think that's a cool thing about Jefa Power Hours. You have a maestra, right? You have Daisy, you have the Summa team here with you, and we're really helping you bring your ideas to life. So that is super cool. Pero here we go. I always get so inspired by Nopalera. Bringing it back to our lesson. Here we have a video lesson number 7, which is all about the art of pitching as well as your unique selling point or your USP. So if you didn't know, and now you know that a unique selling point is what makes you unique, what makes your product or service better than competitors. Examples of unique selling proposition include the cactus soap, right, that we just saw with Sandra's Nopalera. There are many, many different jabones out in the market, but what makes hers special is that it's made out of the nopal, and also it's really rooted in that cultural heritage, which is very unique, right? It's a unique selling proposition. You can also think of electric vehicles as being a unique selling proposition. Again, multiple cars in the market. These offer a more eco-friendly type of vehicle. Gourmet popcorn, request a ride with the tab of a button, aka Uber. So once again, a unique selling proposition is really what makes you unique and stand out in a saturated market. Okay, so with that said, we're gonna bring back Daisy here. Daisy.
Hi. It's the little delay, but hi. Okay.
Woo! All right, so we're gonna go ahead and quiz folks before we answer. Just stick around with me. So now that we know that USPs are what make businesses unique, let's see if we can try to guess which businesses these are based on their unique selling proposition. Are you ready, Daisy?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, so here we go. This business focuses on providing unlimited movies and TV shows anytime, anywhere. Nope.
Ah, me la das regalada. This is Netflix, right? Netflix?
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Did people guess right in the chat?
Sorry. Who guessed it right? Who of you guessed it right? Because I know I'm a number one student. I'm a smart cookie, eh?
Did anyone guess it right in the chat?
Nobody guessed it, but if anybody starts guessing these, type it first before I win. I'm gonna give you time next time. I'm gonna give you time.
All right, let's go on to the next one. So this business offers, or their unique selling proposition is offering fast, free shipping on millions of items. And Daisy, before you give it away, let's give folks maybe, let's say 30 seconds. Who can
Perfect.
guess this company based on their unique selling proposition? Again, this
Perfect.
company's unique selling proposition is offering fast, free shipping on millions of items.
Ooh, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna give y'all a chance. Okay. What do you think?
Not Daisy being the A+ student.
College, I had a math teacher who I loved, and somebody got it. Somebody got it.
What answer do
Maruka,
we have?
Maruka Loca said Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Do we have more Amazons in there, or was it only one?
Ms. Maruka's got 1 point. She's a winner for this question.
Yeah, exactly, right? Amazon Prime, or just Amazon simply, really focuses on providing fast free shipping on almost any items, which I know gets them a lot of memberships, right? People want their items in 2 days because that's the society we live in nowadays, right? Things move really quickly. So that is a unique selling proposition. Okay. Now, this last one is slightly different in the sense of sometimes your slogan can also be your unique selling proposition or make you stand out from competitors. Daisy, before we give it away, no, it
I'll give
hurts.
them a chance. It hurts. Uh,
Let's see if people can guess which company this is based on their slogan. The slogan for this company is "Our product gives you wings."
okay, let's give them time. When I was in high school, no, college, I used to be told to get on a golden mute because I used to talk all the time, like, me, I got the answer. So they were like, a golden mute is an honor. It is an honor to be on mute for knowing so much. And I was like,
You're all like, but I just want to share.
I'm just a yapper. I'm a talker. But, okay. If anybody's got this one in the next 30 seconds. Oh, Maruka is on a roll. Oh, Carolina competed. Okay. I see y'all. They said Red Bull. What do you think?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that is it. I created this, so I think it's right.
I was gonna say Wingstop, so y'all got it.
No, not Wingstop.
Okay,
Red Bull's
okay.
slogan is, Red Bull gives you wings. And if you've seen the commercial, especially when I was younger, right, I would see Mas Tele and like they would always be on. So yeah, keep in mind that sometimes even your slogan can be part of your USP, right? You can get very creative with this so that people constantly remember. I mean, look at us now, right? Based on their slogan, we're here knowing about Red Bull as a brand. So super duper important to keep that in mind. Okay. Daisy, I will call you back in a bit, but not right now. Thank you.
Okay, I will be back. Thank you, Maestra.
Thank you. All right. So, with that said, a USP is super duper important because it also influences your pitch, right? So, now we're getting into the art of pitching from video lesson number 7. A pitch or pitching in business is when you create a presentation to persuade an audience, typically investors or potential customers, to support a product, service, or idea that your business is offering. Ways in which pitching helps your business is by bringing more attention, press, promotion, and even raising capital, right? So getting money from investors or even grants. And sometimes that capital can be worth thousands of dollars, right? It can be 1,000, 5,000, 20,000, 100,000 plus. So, super duper important to know and understand the art of pitching, especially in helping you grow your business. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, the foundation for your pitch is your USP. A strong pitch includes an introduction of who you are, what your ask is, and the value that you can provide. So, when we think of an elevator pitch, this is really thinking of your pitch in a shortened manner. So, think of it as you have an opportunity to talk about your business in about a minute or a minute and a half. What are you going to do, right? You don't have a lot of time. You want to make sure that you really sell your business and your product. So, here is a 5-step framework to incorporate within those that minute or minute and a half. First, you want to think of an engaging hook. How can you hook your audience, right? What is going to get them to be interested in your business or your product? Number 2, you want to identify the problem, right? The problem that's at hand. And number 3, how your product is offering a solution for that problem at hand. Number 4, we just talked about this. You also want to talk about your unique selling proposition. And number 5, you always want to end with some type of call to action. So here are some examples in action, right? When we think of an engaging hook, you really want to think of crafting this in a way that is going to grab the listener's attention with a compelling statement or even a question. Questions can actually be really, really good when it comes to your elevator pitch. Here's an example, right? Tired of waiting in line for coffee? Nice, simple, short. That took probably under 10 seconds to say, right? Just simply tired of waiting in line for coffee. Once you have your hook, then you move on to clearly defining the problem your product or service solves. Keeping in mind my hook, right? Tired of waiting in line for coffee. Our app allows you to order coffee ahead and pick it up without waiting. So, Daisy, I'm going to call you here. Where's my student? Woo! Daisy, what do you think the problem here is? What problem is my product trying to solve based on what is written here?
Mm. I think the problem that we are trying to solve is the wasting of time of having to drive somewhere, park, wait in line, have to wait for like, a lot of time, and I'm rushed. I have to get to work because I'm running late.
Mhm.
So I need like convenience.
Exactly, right? Again, I think the key here is pick it up without waiting, right? So that is the key problem that we're trying to solve. And again, we have our solution. So, briefly explain how your product or service addresses the problem. Example, with our app, you can skip the line and enjoy your coffee in minutes. So, Daisy, my question to you is based on the problem of having to wait, right? That is such a nuisance. People don't like waiting. Again, we're busy, we gotta go. What solution is my business offering here?
Ordering ahead of time
hmm More specifically, through what service?
through an app.
Exactly,
Okay,
right?
through
Yeah, so that's what I'm offering to people, right? Basically, the product that I'm selling is this application that is going to eliminate your wait time by ordering your coffee ahead of time. And guess what? Instead of wasting 20 minutes in the line, right? And then another 5-10 minutes waiting for your coffee, because of my application, I'm solving that
all with the press of a button. I think
problem.
I think I really like that idea of just
Mhm,
doing it like with the button. Yeah.
mhm. So then we include our unique selling proposition, right? Here you want to highlight what makes your offering different or better than competitors. Example, our app offers a wider selection of coffee shops and exclusive deals. So, Daisy, what do you think is the unique selling proposition here? What makes this application different from what's already out there?
Oh, wow. That I have the ability to choose different from different retailers or different coffee shops. I don't have to go with Starbucks. I can go with Starbucks
Mhm,
or Pete's Coffee, or I can go with even a McDonald's coffee. I guess like just whatever, even my local coffee shops. I
mhm,
think this would
mhm.
connect me with the favorite coffee shop that just opened up 5 minutes from my house.
The one that Daisy's always raving about.
It's, I will tell y'all, it is my favorite, and one day I will post it. Shout out to Heritage Coffee. But anyway, wow, and that I can get
Mhm,
exclusive deals that like
mhm.
all within one app. I love that.
Exactly. And honestly, like that's what I was thinking, right? Too. I'm like, yeah, actually, even for myself as a customer and a consumer of coffee, especially when I was a maestra, right? Back in like my days a few years ago, as a maestra, I would only have the option to order through the Starbucks app. So with this, it's really nice to know that I have a wider selection of coffees and I'm not just restricted to one particular business. So that is their USP. Finally, once you have all of those elements in your elevator pitch, the last thing you want to do is include a call to action. So, a call to action encourages listeners to take the next step, such as visiting your website or scheduling a meeting. In this case, the call to action is download our app today and start enjoying your coffee on your own terms. So, Daisy, what is the call to action here? What am I pushing people to do?
One, download the app,
Mm-hmm.
and two, to order a coffee. right?
On their own terms.
On my own terms. Okay.
No, but yeah, literally that, right? The call to action here is don't just download the application, but make your first purchase, right? Like actually use it. Downloading the application is the first step, but we want you to use our application, right? So start ordering your cafecito. Again, the whole premise here is we want to give you that freedom, right? The unique selling point is that we give you freedom to not wait so long. We give you freedom to select through multiple cafecitos. So again, on your own terms, I think is super duper important here. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and give our listeners some time to practice. Are we ready, Daisy?
I am ready. I'm gonna set the mood really quick
Woo!
and hope.
All right, while Daisy helps us set the mood, I will go ahead and give you all instructions. We're going to go ahead and practice knowing what we know now. I will give you, let's make this a minute. I want to give you time. I will give you a minute to write down an elevator pitch for your business. So instead of writing the whole thing, because you might not be able to do that in a minute unless you can, but let's try to focus on writing your hook and identifying the problem that your business is solving. So I will write that in the chat. I hope everyone can see it. Let me see. Here we go. So here, hook number 2, identify the problem your business is solving. All right, so here we go. As you all work, Daisy and I will also work on our hook and the problem that we're trying to solve. So now I have to get to thinking as well.
Perfect.
Here we go.
And I'm just inserting in the chat, if anyone is comfortable, share what kind of business you have. Maybe we can practice helping you create your own unique selling proposition.
Let's see. What business are you going to think of for this example, Daisy?
I am I'm a big lover of the beauty industry, but let me get a little creative. Let me think about what I would want to do realistically within the next year.
I know. I'm thinking too. Maybe I'll do art.
Okay.
You scared me. Like, what?
I know this is trending, but I love the flores de buchon flores, like ramos buchones. Yes, I love ramos buchones. Oh wow, Maruka has decided to participate. Let's help her out. So she says, I have a food truck selling a variety of Mexican antojitos.
Yum. Okay.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and use food trucks.
My question is, what antojitos though? What do we have there?
Ooh, Mexican antojitos. That could probably be like corn on the cup, like corn en vaso. Puede ser sandía, fresas con crema. Fun fact, whenever I was 15, I worked like for 2 weeks at a refresquería. So I loved Mexican antojitos. So fun.
I know. There's a tiendita right around where I live too, con los antojitos, y siempre agarro mis esquites. That's why I'm like, oh, which ones do you have? What's your unique selling proposition?
Okay. All right.
Let's see. I know I'm over here getting distracted. I'm trying to write my my hook.
Big proposition.
So I think for me, just for the sake of the activity, I'm thinking of focusing on like grassroots art. So when I was in college, I was a part of a lot of like social justice spaces, and when I was a maestra, especially in my early to mid 20s, I really loved a lot of like grassroots artists that really focus on like artivism, right? This idea of using art as a way to express political issues or concerns that were happening. So I think of that, right? I think of like, okay, grassroots art as being one of like my business. But now I have to think of a hook. Like, how can I hook people into my business? Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I have a hook, right? And again, one thing that I said in the slide was with your hook, try to engage people via a question. So my question would be something like, are you someone who loves the intersection of art and social justice?
That's a good one because it speaks directly to those people.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I
And-
think,
Yeah, yeah.
well,
Dale.
well, it could be, I'm still kind of thinking about it for the she says they do chamoy, otras cositas así ricas de Mexico. So I could be, bring Mexico or bring la tiendita to you.
Yeah.
La corner tiendita, bring it to you. Something like that.
Yeah, I like that. Oh my gosh, you hit like my heart right there. You know,
Okay.
when you think of like bringing Mexico home, I
Bringing
think that
Mexico.
could really get to folks, especially if, like that's a big target audience, right? It's like typically when I think of like my antojitos, it's like I want to go back to Mexico, right? It brings me back to my raíces. And
Yeah.
I think that is something that really pulls at people's emotions, right? It's like, yeah, bring Mexico home with you o algo así. I like that.
I could refine it with time, but something like that would be amazing for Moruca. Something about how do you bring, o sea, bringing that Mexican
Mhm.
heritage y la tiendita de la esquina to you on wheels.
Uh-huh, exactly. And one thing I do want to point out, right, is as we're drafting like our hooks, really important that in some form you do mention elements of your business, right? Like even there with the hook that you provided as an example, it has an element of like where the antojitos come from, right? It's like bring Mexico home with you. Same in my hook, right? It has elements of like the intersection of art and social justice. So even though I didn't say artivism, it still has that element of like, yeah, it's an incorporation of art and social justice, that intersection. So for everyone listening today, if you want to go that route, right, of asking a question, always make sure that in your pitch, you are incorporating key elements of your business there. Super duper important, especially for your audience. Remember, an elevator pitch is relatively short. You want to make sure that you get to like the point right away. Typically, they're no longer than a minute, maybe a minute and a half, maybe two at most. But again, elevator pitches are quick. You have to be on it, right? You have to be straight to the point. So I will say this. Thank you, Daisy, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for going through this activity. It is 4:57, and like a good maestra, I do like respecting people's time. So, Daisy, feel free to stay on with me. Aquí ya estamos acabando. I'm just going to
Thank
go
you.
through the last few slides. And yeah, I hope this activity was helpful for everyone. That's really what we want these Jefa Power Hours to be, right? Something beautiful like today, where Daisy and I are just chatting away, talking more in depth about the topics that we're covering, give you all an opportunity to really work on your worksheets and these concepts in a much more fun, relaxed manner, because that's really important to us, right? Making education accessible and not scary. I think that is key.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good. Can I have you forever?
Can I? Can I?
Oh my goodness, look, aquí yo. We're going to go ahead and table video lesson number 8. I will make sure to leave a little note here. We didn't get to it because the activities were so good today. Pero if y'all want to keep joining us for Jefa Power Hours, keep on stopping by because we will continue to do this. I'm going to go ahead and skip module or video lesson number 8 because, again, I do want to respect everyone's time. Y aquí, as my final closing remarks, first, I do want to say thank you, everyone. And thank you, Daisy, for being my SUMA student today. You were amazing. I really enjoyed this plática and this format. I hope that you all enjoyed it too.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you to Maruka. She was an amazing student as well. Ooh, thank you all to all the students and everyone who participated in our chats.
Yeah, no, and más que nada, we really hope that all of you who came today really found this helpful, right? Again, that's what we're here to do. And we want to start building that community of jefas, of mujeres, right? Just like folks who are interested in really truly building a business. in the best way possible, right? Again, like it should be fun, it should be light. Yes, there will be moments that are heavy and stressful, but this space, think of it as that. We're here to help you, we're here to guide you, we're here to break down these concepts that might seem intimidating or might be new. We're here to guide you through it. So, with that said, las quiero invitar to our next Jefa Power Hour number 4. This is going to happen next Wednesday, September 4th. Again, same time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, happening across all platforms now. One thing I do want to mention here is that we will have a very, very special guest next week. You will be learning more about how to receive minority certification and how this can help take your business potentially to the next level. So, something really cool about this guest speaker is that typically the person who will be joining us to talk about this topic, correct me if I'm wrong, Daisy, but I believe it costs approximately around $8,000 or so, right? To like give this information to like businesses.
Absolutely. The value that we are creating and, giving and complimentary is worth about $8,000 or more. So this is going to be a very big, money saving and just perfect segment full of gold and advice. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, right, that's the perk of being part of the Suma Jefa Business Bootcamp, joining our Jefa Power Hours. We are giving you these extra golden nuggets. Think of these resources as support because we care for our community, right? And we genuinely want to see our Jefa succeed. So we're here. We're super excited to talk to you more about how to get your women and minority owned certification. So please make sure that you are subscribed to our newsletters. I do have a type form actually before you all leave. I will put that in the chat. Here we go. Before
Perfect.
you leave, if you are interested in joining next week's office hours with a special guest and to learn more about what this is, even if you don't know, but you're curious about it, you want to know, we definitely, definitely invite you. It's going to be a good platica. Again, we're making these resources and this knowledge super accessible for all of you. So I already posted the type form so that you can sign up. Make sure that you click on it, and we will see you all here next Wednesday. Y creo que eso es todo on my end.
Well, thank you so much. If anybody else has extra questions in the chat, definitely let us know. We do have one question if we're able to answer that. El Pineapple said, "Do you have certifications? Do we offer certifications?"
So the only certification that we offer via Suma would be the Suma Jefa Business Bootcamp certification, which comes at the end of the bootcamp. And again, you can obtain that certification in collaboration with Arizona State University only by going through the entire lesson, which includes not only watching the videos, but completing the worksheets and most importantly, completing your quizzes. Okay, so that's the most important key here. You must complete 12 of 12 quizzes to get your Suma Bootcamp certification.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. If there's any other questions, definitely let us know. I would also love to invite everybody to join our broadcast channel, our Jefas broadcast channel, where you get a lot more information, insights, chisme from me, Angelica, and our amazing team members at Jefa Business Bootcamp. I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me as your student.
I'm telling you, I'm like, Daisy, can you be my student forever? This is
Thank you so much.
all right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for joining. We will see you for Jefa Power Hour number 4. Again, don't forget to complete the type form. We really want to make sure that we see you there. So make sure that you sign up for it. Y pues,